Hey, everybody, welcome back to an episode of the Health Man Show. Today, we are going live on YouTube. This episode is called Is SEAMOSS God? Now, I know a lot of people, what the heck you mean, Abdul? Why are you saying this SEAMOSS God? Um, Truly, I wanted to do this episode is because you hear a lot of the benefits, a lot about the benefits of CMOS. You know, everything with Dr. Sebi and things like that. And you hear a tremendous amount of stuff with CMOS. The problem I have is that people talk about CMOS though as though it's God. You know, you really sit back and hear, oh, CMOS saved my life. I was drowning and it pulled me. I was able to pull up some CMOS, eat it, and swim to shore. Or, CMOS, I got shot. I ate some CMOS and it instantly healed. No. CMOS is excellent. CMOS is an excellent superfood. What CMOS is a seaweed from the ocean. Particularly, there are different types of sea moss. You can find the Irish moss, or you can find purple sea moss. I've seen green sea moss. You have golden sea moss. So there's different types of sea moss. Okay, or Irish moss is a thing, or seaweeds. That's what sea moss is. It's a type of seaweed. Okay. Now the benefits of sea moss, it has a tremendous amount of iodine. It has over 80 different types of minerals in there. It's alkalining for the body. It's really healing for the gut. It nourishes you. It has extremely good for dealing with inflammation in the gastrointestinal tract. I mean, it feeds your probiotics. It is incredible. But is CMOS God? And the answer is no. When you understand what Dr. Sebi was talking about, he was talking about all the benefits and the nutrition of CMOS, along with a proper diet, people, along with the alkalining diet. You cannot go home and drink you a nice spoonful of CMOS, okay? Your golden CMOS, your purple CMOS. You cannot go home and take a whole big spoonful of that and then go to Wendy's. You know how some of y'all do? Oh, I had my CMOS this morning for breakfast. Oh, it made me feel incredible. What'd you have for lunch? Oh, I had hog maws and chitlins. I had chitlins with my lunch with some good hot sauce and bread. You know, oh, but I had CMOS for breakfast. Okay. It covered the whole, everything that I just ate wrong. No, that's not the way it works. So we're going to go through some health benefits of CMOS. I have an article up. It's called 22 Health Benefits of CMOS. CMOS. Let's go through it. It is heart healthy. CMOS is rich in magnesium, potassium, and other minerals, which helps regulate blood pressure and helps with heart function. CMOS, number 2, CMOS may help with weight loss. CMOS has a lot of iodine as well as something called alginate that helps with cutting the appetite and promoting weight loss. CMOS, like I said, is a good source of iodine. It helps regulate thyroid function, and it helps deal with fertility too. That's another thing. CMOS is really good for dealing with gut health. Because of the alginate that's found in CMOS, it helps bind toxins and bad bacteria in the gut from preventing them from absorbing by the body. CMOS is really good for boosting the immune system. It's good with vitamin A, C, and E, and things like that. Now, I'm going to tell you something else. This is a funny thing. I was first introduced to CMOS in the 90s. Now, I know I look good. I had the beard shaved up a little bit. Y'all see that? I was first introduced to the CMOS in the 90s. A Trinity guy by the name is Mr. Rudolph Charles. God bless him. He passed away about 3-4 years ago. Mr. Rudolph Charles. He made me my first CMOS. Incredible. But back then, they used to actually add it to condensed milk with peanuts and some other things. And it was basically like a drink that was meant to strengthen up men. It builds you up, give you energy. Now, you can imagine, in the 90s, I'm in my late teens, early 20s and stuff like that. And I'm drinking CMOS, and I have a kid. So I have 3, but I had a kid back then. Young, I had a kid. So CMOS is really good for helping with fertility and things like that. and all those things like that. But one of the things he always talked about is that you drink it for the minerals and the iodine to nourish you. That was his big thing. Abdul, you drink this for I Mr. Rudolph used to say. He used to call me a scamp. You damn scamp. You drink this for the minerals and it builds you up. You know, it makes you strong. You know, it keeps men. That's what he used to tell me. It keeps men. So thank God. God bless Mr. Rudolph. So we already went over boost the immune system. It can build muscle and aid with workout recovery. Because of the minerals that's found in there, as well as the anti-inflammatory properties, it helps deal with muscle soreness. This is one I truly believe in. SEAMOSS promotes healthy skin. SEAMOSS, most people who start to do SEAMOSS because of the minerals in there, the alkalining agents are there, it really helps your skin stay young and healthy. So it's very important. SEAMOSS is rich in iodine and may promote oral health. It can be used as a mouthwash, so it can help prevent gingivitis. You can do that yourself. I'm not swirling no SEAMOSS around my mouth. That's a little too much for the brother. I'm down with just eating it and drinking it in a smoothie. I cannot think about swirling. That's like swirling Jello around your mouth. I disagree. They can have that. I'm not. It's the benefits are there, but it's not for me. Improves bath time. Look at that. SEAMOSS is rich in minerals and can help the quality of your bath. In addition to SEAMOSS has anti-inflammatory properties, which can help reduce the risk of skin conditions. So SEAMOSS may be really good for people who deal with like eczema, psoriasis, dermatitis, things like that. This is one thing that we do know. During the time of COVID, we've seen a lot of people use it for this. SEAMOSS is rich in iodine that promotes expulsion of mucus from the body. Now, most people use SEAMOSS. They say one of the things it does is it'll help you eliminate mucus from the body. That is true. It is extremely good. During the time in which we were selling it for COVID, people using it when they had COVID infections and things like that, one of the things they always said that SEAMOSS helped them get rid of all that mucus that in their lungs. It was coming up when they do SEAMOSS. We already talked about SEAMOSS has anti-inflammatory properties, so it's really good for keeping inflammation down. This is one of the beautiful things why Dr. Sebi talked about it, because it's rich in minerals, it's rich in alkalining agents, but it's also really good as a natural anti-inflammatory. And the number one causes of diseases is usually inflammation. Inflammation, they say 95% of all diseases starts with inflammation. So understand that. So if you're taking nutrients that help reduce inflammation, that's going to help you tremendously. So SEAMOSS is beneficial because it helps reduce inflammation. SEAMOSS helps cleanses your blood. Okay. So SEAMOSS have really good anti-inflammatory properties. It also reduces infection and help keep the blood clean. As I told y'all, SEAMOSS, it says that SEAMOSS improves your love life. I am telling you, if you are a man or a woman, especially a man, SEAMOSS feeds the gonads. It feeds them. So you feed those gonads, guess what happened? You become stronger. And for men, that's extremely important, especially as we get older. We talked about thyroid health and how it protects the thyroid because of all the iodine in there. It helps relieve cold and flu. We already talked about it has anti-inflammatory properties, as well as is extremely good for boosting the immune system. SEAMOSS has a tremendous amount of nutrients, vitamins, and minerals, so it helps increase your energy. That's one thing I can say. The longer you are on SEAMOSS, the more energy you start to have daily. Okay? The longer you are on SEAMOSS, the more energy you start to have daily because your body is working at optimally. It's working optimally because of why? Because you have consumed way more alkalining agents and way more vitamins and minerals. So when your body is being nourished, it works better. And when your mitochondria is working better. We talked about it detoxifies. It has antibacterial effects. It's effective against fighting enlarged prostate. For men, this is really good. So taking SEAMOSS every day, a great way of doing this is taking SEAMOSS every day and having a handful of pumpkin seeds. So with a good way of doing your SEAMOSS, a tablespoon of your SEAMOSS with a handful of pumpkin seeds and 3 Brazilian nuts. You blend that up in a smoothie with some avocado and a little bit of like a half a banana or something like that. And you drink that for breakfast. It's really good for your prostate, for enlargement of prostate. So really good formula. Since it's also rich in minerals and since it's alkalining, it helps prevent kidney stones. and it reduces the effects of radiation poisoning. Now, y'all know a couple of days ago, last week, they had a big PSA in New York City about a nuclear fallout. So now we know if you have a nuclear fallout, you hide underneath your desk, and what you do is continuously eat SEAMOSS. So you can protect yourself. You know what I'm saying? You know, the hell with the flame, the heck with the crazy ion, the radiation that's coming on down. You know, the heck with the explosion of buildings. No, you sit underneath your desk. You have a 16 ounce of SEAMOSS and you eat that, and you'll be okay. That's what they say. You know, it protects against radiation poisoning, especially if you live in New York. So, you know, just watch out for that. So those are some of the benefits of SEAMOSS. Now, not one time in this, me talking about SEAMOSS, did you hear about me talking about how SEAMOSS helped create the universe? Did you hear me talk about SEAMOSS and how it gave man the power of Moses, the power to split the sea? Not one time did you hear me say that. So SEAMOSS ain't God, okay? But the way people talk about it, they talk about it like if you only did SEAMOSS, everything else is okay. All your sins are forgiven as far as in health and nutrition. All your sins are forgiven in health and nutrition, long as you do SEAMOSS. I am here to tell you that is incorrect. Okay? SEAMOSS is one of the best nutrient-dense seaweed superfoods out there. I love it. It's incredible. But it will not save you from yourself if you are not doing right. Think of SEAMOSS as if you're sitting home with the best salad you can possibly get, 100% organic. The best salad you can get without eggs and people, you know, because some people think the best salad, oh, I got huevos in there, I got eggs, I got cheese, I got ham. No, I'm talking actually greens. The greens, the seeds that you could put in there. Thinking of SEAMOSS is that. It is the best salad you can do. No matter how great that salad is, if you go and add a ribeye steak or ribeye there, a ribeye, and you have 2 cups of beer there, it kind of changes the benefits of that salad. You still get some of the benefits, but now you're adding stuff on top of it that's negative, that's going to hurt the body, that's going to acidify the body. So SEAMOSS's job is to nourish you, but you also have to help it out by continuously trying to stay alkaline as much as you can. I am a firm believer in balance in life. I cannot sit here and tell you not to enjoy what you like to enjoy, but you also have to understand that SEAMOSS's job, its only job, is to nourish and alkaline you. Okay? You have to do your part to continuously allow that to do its job. Okay? You cannot have builders come to the house while your house is still on fire. That's not their job. The construction workers do not come to the house when the house is still on fire. The firemen come first. So if you want to continuously build the proper structure for your body or we call this your temple, your home, your house, you have to make sure you're keeping the fire low or off. Okay. And that is by reducing inflammation and things like that, and allowing the SEAMOSS to do its job as the construction worker, to build it up. And the way you do that is to continuously nourish your body. Okay. With organic, clean foods, the proper supplements, drinking a lot of water, because most people now don't drink enough water, you know. So if you continuously do that, you will truly see the full benefits of you taking your 1 to 2 tablespoons of Irish moss or sea moss or purple Grenadian sea moss. I've seen sea moss that comes from Ethiopia now. I've seen a green sea moss that comes from Grenada. So long as you're able to do these things, that's the most important. Also, remember this. You want to get a trusted supply of SEAMOSS. Go somewhere you actually trust. Someone who you know is using the real SEAMOSS. There are fake SEAMOSS out here. A lot of SEAMOSS that come from China and things like that. They're really like they're not really gelatinous. They don't absorb the water. They're not thick. They don't have the nutrient density. They add salt to it to make it seem like it's something. You do not want that. The proper SEAMOSS has a certain type of look. It does not have a tremendous amount of salt on it. It does have some salt because it does come from the sea. It does not have a tremendous amount of big crystals and salt of things like that. And it's just, and it thickens up a certain type of way. It thickens up and it absorbs water better. A proper SEAMOSS, you have to clean it a couple of times. You do have to soak it and clean it a couple of times. The best way of doing it is actually not boiling it, is actually soaking it, washing it, soaking it, then soak it up and blending it up and letting it thick up like that. Let it absorb the water and thick up versus cooking it and letting it thick up. When you cook it, you do lose some of the nutrition that's found in there. You also lose some of the enzymes that's found in there. So the best way of doing it is soaking it, washing it, soak it again, wash it, soak it, and then to the point where you can't hold it, it holds no more water, blend that up and put that in a container, and that is just SEAMOSS. Like I said, the first time I was introduced to SEAMOSS was back in the 90s from Mr. Rudolph Charles. The second time I was introduced to Miss SEAMOSS was Sister Maxine Salam. And she introduced me to SEAMOSS because she was battling breast cancer. First person I've ever seen talk about Dr. Sebi. This was like 1998, 1997. She's the first person I ever heard her talk about Dr. Sebi. And she followed his protocol and it helped her get over her disease. So I have a lot of respect for what Dr. Sebi stood for and what Dr. Sebi preached. I also have a lot of respect for those who take and consume SEAMOSS daily, once or twice a day, or doing a fast on it. I want you to continuously do that. I want you to continuously consume your SEAMOSS, even if you are eating Wendy's and McDonald's and all those other things. I want you to continuously consume your SEAMOSS. But I also want you to reduce those other negative things that you're consuming. All those other negative foods that you're consuming, so you get the true benefit of the SEAMOSS that you're taking. Okay? Once again, this is Abdul, the health man. I just had to come on here and do a quick live stream because I hear so much about SEAMOSS. I wanted people to understand the benefits of SEAMOSS without actually getting caught up in the hype of SEAMOSS. I want you to understand that everyone can do SEAMOSS, from kids to the old elderly can do SEAMOSS. And I want you to understand there's things that you can do to enhance it by reducing the amount of negative carbohydrates that you're taking in, the red meats that you're taking in, the sugars that you're taking in, drinking more water, consuming much more green foods, fruits and vegetables, taking a really good multivitamin, and also consuming some herbs. So we even gonna go over that next time. But I want to get over here, make a quick live stream about SEAMOSS, and we're gonna keep it simple. Listen, like I said, SEAMOSS is not God. It is a great product, but it is not God. That's all I got to say. It's hot. I have no fan on in this room. This is the one room we don't have any AC on. It was 100 degrees today. It's hot like fire in this room. I have a nice hat on. It looks nice. I'm sweating underneath. I'm trying to look nice for y'all because, you know, I'm trying to stay professional. But trust me, I'm burning up in here. So I'm going to bid y'all adieu for tonight. And I'm hoping y'all watch this. And I hope you enjoy. Like, subscribe, and share these videos. This is all information for you to become the best consumer out there. When you listen to the health man, you will become the best consumer out there. Who else teaches you about 6 different types of vitamin C on the market? Who else teaches you about the differences between omega-3s? Who else is teaching you about SEAMOSS? Who else is teaching and actually telling you what it is? Now, people tell you all the benefits of it, but they don't tell you what to look for in stores and all them other things. And they make it SEAMOSS seem like if you eat SEAMOSS, you could fly a jet tomorrow, you know. But who's going to tell you the truth about SEAMOSS? Okay? Who else is going to tell you and break down vitamin D? That's what I do. You follow the health man, and we're going to make sure you stay healthy. Like, subscribe, and share this with your family and friends, and we're going to keep you educated out here. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight, and I bid you adieu. Adios.